It is a new month of November, and I'm gonna tell you how disappointed you guys are gonna be in my reading. But we're gonna go over the almost 2 books that I read in October, and then instead of playing my TBR game for the next few months, I have been extremely struggling with feeling like I want to read. I almost have like wondered if my passion for reading is just over and done with, but a lot of my patrons and friends have told me that a lot of times this happens when you're a mom and you just have a million things like in your mind and on your list. Like, there are books that I'm excited to read and I wish that I could just focus on them. But for some reason, I almost feel like I'm like studying a book. In order for me to pay attention and understand what's going on, it takes too much brain power. In saying that, instead of me playing my TBR game and just constantly pushing myself and then being disappointed that I'm not reading the books that I'm supposed to be reading. I mean, I'm not reading at all, actually. It's not even just because I don't want to read TBR game books. I think I'm going to like take a break from reading over these next few months to see if maybe it's just that I'm not in the season for reading. When I say take a break, that doesn't mean like I'm not ever gonna pick up a book. I'm still gonna like try occasionally to pick up a book. And so I'm gonna share with you guys today the TBR list that I'm maybe going to read. Like books that I just excited that I wanna try out, maybe new genres to try to see if I can get my love of reading back. But it's not gonna be like, I have to read this or I'm gonna make this video. I'm trying to do the least amount of pressure possible. Also, the new Stardew Valley update came out on my Switch just yesterday. So I knew that I wanted to spend time using that as my self-care and not getting upset if I, am playing my game instead of reading. If you recall from last month's video, I had to draw a new punishment card because I knew I wasn't gonna be able to complete the punishment of not reading a new release. And that's true. The only book that I actually read was the Josh Malerman Inside the House, whatever it was called. I'll have to relook it back up. But when I picked a new punishment, I had to wash my dishes for an entire week. I will be honest, I did not get all 7 days in. I actually only got 5 days in because by the time I remembered to do it and film it, I only had 5 days left before I went on a trip to my sister's house. And I actually didn't wash the dishes for all 5 days because one of the nights we went over to like a friend's for dinner, so there were no dishes that night. And then a couple of the other times, Alvin actually felt really bad for me for doing the punishment. And so he washed the dishes for me. Now, I really hope I never get this punishment again. Not only was it extra work for me, but it was actually extra work for Alvin because he usually puts the dishes away from the dishwasher. And he said it caused more work for him to have to put away like dry dishes and put them away because he said they would never be like totally dry the next morning when he would do that. So this punishment was bad for both me and Alvin, and I hope I never get it again. The punishment for not completing my TBR for October, because yeah, that one was for September, is to donate, I think, a couple items. And I actually have, well, I actually did a yard sale last month, and then I'm actually doing a yard sale again in 2 weeks. So I will be completing my punishment for that. Yeah, it's declutter and donate 5 items from your house. So this is what I'm doing this month. I'm having the yard sale. I have a huge pile up in the room upstairs. If I can remember, maybe I could show you guys like footage from that in my vlog. In case you didn't know, I am doing Vlogmas again this year because I just absolutely love it. So I'm excited for that. Let's go through this TBR. So yeah, there's the hand wash dishes. A reward that I did not get to do is go to an actual movie theater to watch a movie. So that's not happening. I had the Leanne Moriarty Here One Moment. Did not get to read that. Read a popcorn thriller, fast paced. Oh yeah, I think I did start Ward D for this. And I gave up like 5% through because again, my brain, it just doesn't work. Read the same book a friend recently loaned from the library. Definitely didn't read that. Read a book you think will be a 5-star prediction. Definitely did not read that. I don't even know what I was picking for that. Oh, maybe Defending Jacob. Read a book by a favorite author. I also don't remember what that was for. Maybe it was the Leanne Moriarty one. But yeah, didn't read that. So the only book that I read was actually Incidents Around the House. That's what it was called. I ended up giving that 3 stars. I actually thought it was really good in the first, I would say, half. Hi! You wanna say hi? I think Alice wants to say hi. You're drinking your milk? Mmm, yum, eating snack. Salami? But anyway, like I was saying, I really enjoyed the first half of it. I was really intrigued with what was happening. It's about this little girl that calls something other mommy. Like, she has her mom and her dad in the house, and then she keeps making references of this thing called other mommy. Hi. Well, you can come over here and say hi. You want to come over and say hi? It really had me guessing. It felt very fast paced. The problem I had with it, you want to say hi?
A book.
Yeah, books. Yeah, I'm talking about books. Do you like books?
No.
Yeah, you do.
Puppy.
Oh, there is a puppy outside.
Daddy.
And a daddy is walking the puppy dog.
Mommy.
Oh, there is a mommy too, I see. You can see, but don't touch.
Puppy. Daddy.
There's a daddy and a puppy outside. They're taking a walk.
Touch.
Touch? Yeah, we don't touch the camera.
See.
You can just see. I felt like I was just constantly going in circles, wondering like, okay, are they gonna give us something else, or are they just gonna say the same thing over and over again? And we got to the end, and yeah, it was just kind of like so repetitive. And so I'm just giving it 3 stars because of that. I was kind of hoping there was gonna be some like banger of an ending, but it was just kind of lackluster. I did really enjoy the fast-paced writing, and it did like, it was kind of scary. Like, you know, when you're not really understanding what's going on, you don't know what's going on. I do really like Josh Malerman's writing, but it just kind of felt unfinished to me. The other book that I read like 90% of this book. It was Sleep Tight. It was the buddy read for Patreon. I listened to it and it was so confusing. I literally can't tell you a thing about it. And I guess I'm gonna mark it just as a DNF because I'm not gonna finish it. I would have to like restart the whole entire book, and I just like don't care about it at all. Yeah, so in order for me to like reread the whole book and probably give it like 1 star, I'm just gonna DNF it and say, yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything that was going on, and that's it. I am still working on the Laura Ingalls Wilder vlog. I literally think I started that vlog back in July, and I finished the actual Laura Ingalls Wilder series, but there are multiple other books that I was going to read within that vlog to kind of just make it whole. I am not good at series, and so I have to take a break from Laura Ingalls Wilder because I just get really bored if I just read about the same concept over and over again. And that is one of the reasons why I like never read series. I'm just not a series person. In saying that, we are gonna go through some books that I would potentially like to read between now and like throughout Vlogmas and in the future, I don't know, without having any type of like goal in mind or specific prompt that I have to hit. One of the books that's on my TBR is a book actually my friend just gifted me. She got it from a thrift store, and it is Sworn to Silence. I know a lot of people have raved about this book. A lot of people have told me to read it. And with me growing up in Pennsylvania, where I literally lived next to Amish and Mennonites and stuff, usually Amish books are intriguing to me. So this is some type of like murder mystery, I think. It says, in the sleepy rural town of Ohio, the Amish and English residents have lived side by side for 2 centuries. But 16 years ago, a series of brutal murders shattered the peaceful farming community. It looks like there is a dead body that's found, and I think there might be like a detective in this book. So it'll be interesting to see if this is one that really holds my attention. All right, we've actually moved outside because Alice is playing outside. Another book that I am going to try out. I'm usually not someone that does like Christmas romances, but I thought maybe that would be easier for my mind to handle if I'm just reading like a feel-good romance. There's one called One Big Happy Family by Susan Mallory, and this one is about, I think, like an older mom who I think her kids are like old and grown and they're getting together for Christmas, but it says how she is secretly dating a younger man. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Hey. Hi. I also thought maybe I could try out like a Nicholas Sparks or a Jojo Moyes. I actually haven't read either of those authors yet, so if you have any recommendations for me, let me know. But I thought maybe I could try something like that. Another book that I want to try for the Christmas season is A Season for Second Chances by Jenny Bayliss. One of my patrons actually read this and loved it and said that she thought I would really like it because I do like romances that have that more emotional depth to them. And I believe this is an older character. Her kids are grown up. She just got out of a 26-year-old marriage, so I thought that would be very interesting to read about. Also thought I could try the book called Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. A lot of people have kind of said it's just, you know, nice and cozy to read, but I thought it would be kind of cool to try out, you know, just to dip my toes a little bit into a different genre and try out some fantasy. I guess it's technically cozy fantasy, but I do like coffee and coffee shop things, so maybe I would like it. Another book I've been wanting to read for a while is called The Family Experiment by John Mars. This one is like, you know, kind of sci-fi, I guess thriller-ish. But it says, for those desperate to experience parenthood, there is an alternative. For a monthly subscription fee, clients can create a virtual child from scratch who they can access via the metaverse and a VR headset. There's a lot more to that, but it just sounds really good. For historical fiction, I've actually wanted to try The Midwife of Hope River. This is about a midwife working in the conditions of Appalachia during the Depression. And I thought it would be interesting to read about a midwife and just see how that is. I don't know if I would like it being historical fiction or not, but you know, I'm here to try all the things. Another romance that I was interested in was Pack Up the Moon by Kristen Higgins. I've heard that's very emotional, but I think it's long, so I don't know if that would be something easy for me to read. I almost think that I need to stick to like short, to the point romances maybe. So honestly, I'm just asking for all recommendations from you guys. Like, what is a book that has gotten you out of a reading slump, or like what is something that you liked reading during motherhood when you felt like you couldn't like focus on things? Because that is me. And obviously while I'm filming this video, you can hear what I like. Alice talks a lot for being 18 months. She knows almost 150 words, probably actually even more than that. I've been keeping a list, but it's hard to keep up. But I can't like just sit and read. You want to sit in the seat in the swing? Okay. All right, I think that is it for this video. Alice is swinging. Are you swinging? Woo! Woo! She got a big lump on her head because she fell outside here. And you can see the dumpster here. Our garage is almost done being built. You'll see all that stuff once I start daily vlogging for Christmas. You want to see? Whoa, look at Alice. Anyway, that is my wrap up and my TBR. If I do read anything in November, I will do my wrap up as part of my Vlogmas. And then if I'm reading anything in December, then you'll actually see me like reading and talking about the books within Vlogmas. But yeah, give me all of the book recommendations. The girl over here is struggling. All right, well, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.